Hello everyone, my name is Skits and welcome to episode 15 of Fallout New Vegas Mods Weekly. I hope you enjoyed the video and thank you for watching. First mod we'll be taking a look at is called Fallout Camera Auto Side Switch by AB Class Hero. This mod allows you to either automatically or manually change third-person camera position. As we all know, in vanilla game there is only one third-person camera position, which means that you can usually only see one half of your surroundings and environment, which makes it harder to play in third person, especially when sneaking or shooting. But with this mod on, your camera position changes automatically as you move from left to right. Or if you don't like your current camera position, you can change it manually by pressing a hotkey. Now it takes some time to get used to new camera position, but after you get the hang of it, you will definitely appreciate it. New position is very useful for both shooting and sneaking, and it allows you to cover a large space in short time. When sneaking, you can also use it to check around corners, and it makes sneaking much easier. Mod also comes with mod configuration menu, where you can change hotkey for camera movement, or angles and heights of camera. Overall, mod did a very good job. Moving around in third person is now a lot easier, even though this mod may not be for everyone, since camera position changes quite often, and it can get confusing sometimes. But I personally liked it, and definitely recommend it. Next up, we have Weapon Stat Viewer by the slippyguy. This mod allows you to see more information and stats about your equipped weapon. In vanilla game, only stats you could see are DPS and base damage. With this mod on, by pressing a hotkey, you can also see another various statistics, like critical damage and its chance, minimal spread, reload time, or action point cost. This mod allows you to compare weapons more truly, and it makes it easier to choose which weapon is really better, since up until now it was only possible with comparing base damage and DPS. Of course, there are different statistics for each kind of weapon, like guns, explosives, melee, or energy weapons. Mod also comes with mod configuration menu, where you can change hotkey in case your E is already taken by another mod. Overall, this mod is a small but significant addition to Fallout, and I definitely recommend it for comparing weapons, or for any gun lover that wants to know every little fact about his weapon. Now if you notice that my PipBoy looks different than the vanilla one, then you have a really good eye. This next mod called PipBoy 3000 HD Retexture by Yingerman changes basic texture of PipBoy into HD one. If you haven't noticed any change, then don't worry, it was Matter's intention to make it look as similar to original PipBoy as possible. Matter's main goal was to improve readability of all text, as well as add and improve few details. Mod comes in both 2K and 4K versions. At first I tried 4K version, but then I always got infinite loading screen, so I switched back to 2K version. Orly Matu created a nice and lore-friendly Pip-Boy replacer that changes it only in small but needed way that makes browsing Pip-Boy more enjoyable. Now let's take a look at Pierce Slater by Nedimus 1. This mod adds a new companion into the game. You can find him in Prospector's Saloon in Goodsprings. Pierce is fully voiced, and he is an ex-NCR ranger just like Boone that was kicked out of NCR because of drugs he used. Now the reason why he is only in his pants is unknown to me. I found him like that in Saloon, and when I tried to put some armor on him, his body disappeared. He is also supposed to have custom sniper rifle, but the textures did not appear in my game, and only custom sound worked. He also has a fully functional companion wheel, bellow cries similar to one tribals in Honest Stars have, and also 60 lines of fully voiced dialogue.
Shady Sands, back in California. Not anymore. Don't be. My father was an NCR officer. On one of his leaves, a Legion sniper assassinated my mother. My father was spared. He died soon after as a broken man. I was a recruit at the time. He knew the risks of being high up in the NCR. He was a dedicated patriot. I've been shooting for the NCR ever since.
In combat he was a real badass. Even naked, he had no problem taking out the whole Legion squad. Overall, Pierce is a nice and well-made companion, and my only small problems were the ones with his clothes and weapon, but otherwise I liked him. Moving on to the armor mods, first one I have for you is called T6M Various Conversions by MadCat221. This mod converts few outfits for a very popular T6M body. Now if you use T6M body, then you probably know that number 1 replacer is the one made by Izumiko, but she did not cover all armors, and so Mater decided to do it instead of her, as well as change some already done armors. Now the converted armors include all 4 great Can outfits, as well as 3 Honest Arts Tribals outfits. Since these outfits are already skimpy enough in base game, Mater only matched their meshes to T6M body, but he also added a little bit of additional skimpiness to them, to make them like all other converted armors. Like I mentioned, my author also redid some already converted armors. He didn't like combat armor's skimpiness, so he added additional body armor to it and made it look more feminine. Same thing was also done to Sierra Madre and Wall Security armors that now look feminine and protective. And the last thing he has redone is reinforced leather armor. My author makes reinforced pauldrons, original normal leather and thigh pads from Great Khan's armor set to create a nice looking and well made female armor that definitely looks a lot better than vanilla version. These 3 conversions are all available as optional files. As you may have noticed, I also used a few poses from Pinup Poses 2 by Hollow Farm, since I didn't like the same dull pose females have, so let me know if I should return back to usual pose or if I should keep on using poses you can see right now. Anyway, my author did a really good job with these outfits, and if you use T6M body, then definitely download this mod. Next up we have Masters of Universe costumes by Jetacon 72, author of Jet's armored vault suits reviewed last week. This mod adds 2 outfits and weapons into the game. You can find them in Doug Mitchell's house in Good Springs. They all originate from Masters of Universe series. Now the He-Man outfit is probably first skimpy male armor I ever saw, so for any ladies out there that want some skimpy male armors, then here you go. Otherwise it looks pretty good, and this is also very similar to original. Second outfit called Slater looks even better in my opinion. I especially like the golden mask, and there are also some nice details on gloves and legs. You even have long nails on your feet that look really cool. And I personally liked Skeletor more than He-Man. Now the 2 swords, Skeletors and He-Mans, both look similar, and the main difference is that Skeletor's one has a giant purple orb in the middle of it, but they both come with custom textures and meshes that look good and offer a nice amount of detail. In combat they worked fine as well, and had no problem slaying down fiends. Overall, my author did a good job, and even though these are of course not lore friendly, I still like them, and if you enjoy high quality armors and weapons, or you are a fan of Masters of Universe, then this mod is for you. And the last mod we'll be taking a look at is called Borderlands Buzzaxe by Odioss, author of Makeshift Weapon Pack reviewed in episode 13. This mod adds a new weapon into the game. You can gain access to it by obtaining schematics from Gibson's scrapyard and then crafting it on Workbench. It was inspired by X, shown by Psychos in Borderlands 1. Now as you can see, it comes with custom model and textures. Textures look very good, they are rusty, detailed, and fit into Fallout very well. Model looks good as well, it is complicated, has nice details, and it also resembles original weapon from Borderlands. Another great feature is that the blade actually rotates, and it has its own animation, looks really cool, and is something unique and rarely seen in mods. In combat it worked good as well, and as you can see it had no problem chopping down mutants. This mod is still work in progress, and if my author sees enough interest in this mod, he will also create quests and level list integration for it, so make sure you endorse it, and all other mods featured as well. I also want to apologize that this episode is kinda short, but since I still haven't finished Top 10 Fallout New Vegas mods of 2013, and I didn't want it to have huge gap in videos, I figured I should do short mods weekly. Also there might not be any Skyrim mods weekly this week, since I have some health problems with my back, and I have problems even when working with mouse, so I might take a short break. And yeah guys, I guess that's it for this week's episode of Fallout New Vegas mods weekly. I hope you enjoyed the video, leave a like if you did, tell me what you think about it in the comments, leave a like on my Facebook page, subscribe for more Fallout and Skyrim content, and I will see you next time.